Hey everyone, thank you so much for stopping by the garden today. We are going to go over some cacti and succulents. So I know that taking care of them can be really tough, and having different types can be really tough as well. And I have many types of succulents. This is my bottom cart, which we have true cacti on. Now true cacti is this ball cactus right here. And they are really easy to take care of. See that long San Pedro as well? We'll get you a little up close. All that new growth you see from that middle point where it kind of dents in, up is all new growth from the past 6 months. Now these are regular succulents. So this is a little jade arrangement, big jade arrangement I made, which is really starting to grow quite severe now. And these are regular succulents. Now all cacti are succulents, but not all succulents are cacti. This is a succulent, this is a succulent, all these are succulents. But they're considered cacti because they are filled with water. Their little leaves and their stems are filled with water. Now these regular ball cacti, they are considered regular cacti. True cacti. All cacti are succulents because they're filled with a big ball of water. Now I think of all my succulents as a balloon. So you want to watch the watering. In the true cacti, really they do like 8 hours of full sun a day, but they can get away with 6. They won't grow as fast, but these have grown pretty fast since we've gotten them. Now, the two on the right are from the store we had gotten a while ago, and they're starting to grow really big. The one on the left there with the little baby hanging out of it, this one was really tiny when we got it, and it's starting to grow really good now because what happened was there was a flower in the center. Now this had a fake flower on it, and a lot of them have that, just like this one did. Can't talk today. See that little flower thing on there, which I had taken off. Now this is really important because it stunts out the growth, okay? With true cacti, they sometimes have flowers that normally grow on them, but they also hot glue flowers on as well. Now this was on sale. I got it for $1 just because I don't know, I guess they were making room for new succulents. There was nothing wrong with it. It's got like a purplish color to the points, which I really enjoy. You can see how whoppy it's growing, so it's starting to come back. Do you see where they hot glued that flower on? How the spines are kind of pushed towards that flower? They're not straight like the rest. Well, that's the damage that they do to that. So, you know, it's really important to try to get that off. Now that's going to push off eventually by itself. There's spines in here, and these spines stick in your skin and they hurt. So make sure you're using, you know, gloves dealing with these. But this I had to leave on the rest of the hot glue because I would have taken off this whole the whole leaf node of the cacti. So I did not want to do that to this. I'm just going to let it rock out and peel off itself. Now I'm going to flip it around this way because cacti grows wompy, especially indoors in a lanai like this. Like all succulents, they start stretching towards that sun. So you want to make sure you rotate any pots that you have that you are growing indoors or outside. Now they do much better outside, you guys. I notice I grow here in Central Florida, and regular cacti, I only water those little guys maybe once every 3 weeks or so. And that San Pedro cacti, I water like once every 2 months. So that's it for him. I mean, you can see how small of a pot he's in as well, and he's just growing and growing. So we're gonna leave him, and I don't water that very much. Now there are some regular succulents that only need watering once every 3 weeks or so. You see how plump and healthy these leaves are? My leaves are nice and plump and healthy. Now the top's always gonna be plump, usually. The bottom is where you wanna feel. So you wanna get in here and feel your succulents. If that leaf is really plump like these, you don't want to water. Now for these cacti, they're a little different. It's really hard to tell when they need water. So, you know, some you can't squeeze, but the ones you can, just give them a little squeeze, not hard. If they're firm, don't water. Once they start wrinkling a little bit, usually in about 3 weeks to a month in winter time, sometimes 2 months in the winter time. It's all going to depend where you live, how much soil is in there, how big that succulent is or cacti is, and where it's located. You know, is it getting a lot of sun? Is the weather changing? Is it winter time? Is it summertime? to where these are sucking up a lot of water right now. These are true succulents. So even my true succulents, what I do is I feel them bottom leaves. Those bottom leaves down there are plump like they are. I'm going to leave her alone. I'm not going to water. And you can see she's doing just fine. She's pushing out a lot of babies. This is a Graptopetalum ghost plant. I love it. Well, Graptoparagisi, Graptopetalum ghost, I call it a ghost plant because it's very similar to my ghost plant down below. You can see how much it pushes babies out. Even the babies push babies, and this is how they propagate. So that's pretty cool. And all these are just really acclimating nice to their new location. Now I'm gonna do a video on the babies, cuttings, taking cuttings from these like what we've done in the past. We've totally taken a cutting off from here, left a couple of leaf nodes and rooted it. You hear that word callus a lot, and that just means letting that stem callus, scab over until it is all the way scabbed, no moisture, you know, no fresh skin showing, and then you know you're good. Now this is another low light plant as well. Cacti and this succulent is really low light. And now when I say low light, I mean 6 hours, you know, at least minimum, because they will start to stretch and let you know when they're lacking sun. You can see they're starting to get nice and compact from when they were stretching down below. And you can see they're really happy. These are all growing really big. They're babies. Look how big these are getting now that we're in summertime, so they're going to need water. I actually lost a few little California sunsets because they were lacking too much water. See that? Look at this. See how easy this comes apart? That's no good. So I got to get in here and see what's going on. Make sure no roots are rotted. You always want to check your succulents, see? So we're going to have to see what's going on. Now if these roots come off really easy, I know that this is overwatered. These cacti, these succulents, California sunsets, I noticed they don't do good in this terracotta pot. They're not happy. So before I lose the rest of my little babies that are getting really big and healthy, see they're not losing leaves yet, I'm going to take them out. You can see they're rotted, the roots. So I'm watering, they're lacking water because they can't suck up any water. Now these, they're doing fine. They do really good in this pot. This is like a sedum echeveria type, and they're just doing really happy in there. So I'm gonna have to just switch that out. I rearranged a lot of my succulents. This little powder puff is stretching. It was stretching a lot during that winter time in the house. See that? But look how much more plump it is out here, and it's getting purple the way it should be. That's the same succulent as that little echeveria sedum type. You can see we're growing babies from everywhere. So that's acclimating really well. And we're going to have to water a few of these because we just transplanted my black knights right here. So this is a black knight succulent, and feeling the bottom leaves, you can tell. Now this one's not lacking as much water as the big ones, but you can tell by feeling the bottom leaves here, and I can tell just by the color. You can see how much life is in those compared to this guy. Black knights are black, but let me get over here, you guys. These are the other black knights I transplanted the other day. You see them? This is like my little chair stand. So we have to water because these leaves, as you can see, let me get a hold of this pot so I don't drop it, because I do that a lot. Watch. See that? We're not overwatered, but that's deflated. So we got to go and soak this pot all the way through because we have a really big root system on her, and we know we're going to be good to go for a little while. Now your watering is going to all depend on the pot size it's in, how big that succulent is, and you know how much water it needs. If your leaves are plump, my rule of thumb is do not water. And you can see that motto works really, really good. And if you have no roots that you're propagating, no roots means no water. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and get some low light succulents for your own, you know, at least 6 hours of that sun a day. These types, these echeverias, they really need like that 8 hours of sun. You can see the ones with the coating on it means that that's kind of like a sun protector. So they all need like 6 hours of sun, at least 8 hours of sun, these echeverias. These like Cursula types and stuff, these need 8 hours. This is a little bear paw, which is starting to go dormant right now. He gets 8 hours, and you can see the more sun they get, the better. See how big this one's growing? If you go back a few months ago, we lost one. As you can see, I love to set my succulents up in threes. I always plant in threes or plant them individually. And it's just really important to keep an eye on that, you guys. These cacti are low light succulents. So 6 hours they can tolerate, but they prefer 8. This one, 6 hours, but they prefer 8. And they'll start getting really oblong and stretchy, just like succulents, when they need more sun. So usually, these little thimble cacti here, they stay nice and plump. See how plump and stocky this guy is? Well, look at that one over there because it was in the back inside. I didn't rotate my pots. So these two were getting nice sun, which are growing up top. True cacti grows from the top here. I want to mention that succulents grow from the middle too, but you can see that they grow from that center here. So much different they look. This is a true cacti. This don't need much water at all. So you want to water your pots all the way through, especially for succulents as well. Use the soak and dry method. So soak your pots all the way through, and then you can let them dry out, stay dry for a few weeks between the waterings. These are not like regular houseplants, you guys. So when I first got into these, I was treating them like regular houseplants and they were dying because of that reason. Make sure they're in a nice succulent soil, getting that nice full sun a day, especially like kalanchoes and stuff like this. Anything that's growing like a rosette type, those are called rosettes, they need that full sun. 8 hours plus, even 10 hours they can do. That needs 8 hours plus. This is a little low light, sedums are low light, and then these are the low light. They can tolerate the 6 hours, and they'll get lanky, they'll get like oblong looking when they need some more sun. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and it just helps you to differentiate how they grow, different types of succulents that you want to pick out to grow, the type of sun that they're going to need, and the type of water requirements they need. So just think of them like a balloon. If that balloon is already full and they're healthy looking, you do not need to water. So look at these, right? We just watered a few days ago to a week ago. And look, they are plump. Now these have coating on them, powdery coating, so you don't want to touch them and squeeze them too much. But you can see that bottom leaf death? That is normal. That means you're doing a great job, because as the new growth pushes out, you don't want to touch that coating up there. We're going to have leaf death on the bottom. And they're not stretching. You can see they're nice and compact. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope this helps you in the best way possible to take care of your little succulents and stuff. If you need any help, always comment below. I'm here for you, and I love to help you. It's what I do. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time out in the garden. Bye-bye.